Well, hello there guys, and welcome back to another episode of That's the Motor Trade. For those who don't know, my name is Lewis and I run a small car dealership in the area of Chesterfield, and I am simply showing you guys what it's like to run a car dealership in the area of the UK in the current climate that we're in. It's going to be a bit of a late upload for this week guys, so I really do apologise. Unfortunately, not managed to hit the Friday upload, so this one will be uploaded tonight on Saturday. So fully committed, I'll get this edited, no problem, and get it sorted for today. But we've been super busy, which I'll get onto in a minute. We've had loads going off, some good, some bad, the usual motor trade bollocks is what I call it. But what have we had going on? Well, we have been doing lots of car sales. That is the big positive. We are currently on the 6th of June. So this is our first video in the month of June. I've had a good start for sure, and I'm getting a very good feeling about this month. There's lots of inquiries which are flowing about, and I'm also getting deals over the line, which is the most important bit. So on the board here guys, we are on 8 deals for the month. So we're doing more than one sale per day. And I've also done another one today as well, which I'll show you in a few minutes. We've also been getting some stock coming through, some really nice bits. Unfortunately, some of them aren't here today. Reason being, we've got them straight to the workshop and I'm getting them prepped. That's definitely a big thing that we've been changing. I've been going on about it and on about it and on about it. And that is getting these cars prepped and then advertised to avoid any headaches, obviously. You know, and I'll go on to one of them in a moment. We have had a customer, oh my gosh. They purchased a car from us over 6 months ago. Came back to us complaining about an issue with the car, which I'll go through later on. And as a goodwill gesture, I got it sorted for them and they still was not happy. So, yeah, you can't please everyone. So we'll go through that later on. So a quick pitch update. Where we at, what stock have we got coming on, and what has sold. Let's go and take a look. Well, the sky is looking absolutely piss poor today, that is for sure. That is a shame. Let's try and get this video done before it starts raining. Bit of an update from delivery points of view. Finally managed to get hold of this customer for the Ford Fiesta, and this one is going out on Monday, and oh my god, he was so hard work to get hold of. I said to him when I spoke to him, I was like, mate, you own a business yourself, I've been trying to get through to you for 2 weeks, and he come out with this excuse about insurance or something. And I'm getting a little bit worried about this because I've paid for the wheels to be refurbished on this car, and this was a deal that I had with the customer where he was paying for that, if that makes sense. But I've obviously had to pay for our alloy guy up front. But yeah, that one's going out on Monday and he has sent the balance over in full. Fiat 500, I showed you the paintwork on this, but you couldn't see it properly. We're in better light now. Can you see that? That is what our painter did to that car. And we're left now with the pieces. Trying to put this car back together, and it's a big job. It's sold as well. You've got these patches all around it, just horrific. But there'll be some money back in the bank. This is not a money maker, guys, that is for sure. In fact, it'll probably lose me about £1,000. But let's make sure it's done right for the customer. That is the main bit. So I think I'm going to get my Audi A7 sold. There's a reason for that. I have purchased a proper project. So let me show you the Audi A7. So look at her. She's here just rotting away, bless her. She's got a bit of an issue going on the back end, and I don't know what it is. And I've had it up in the air at the garage, but the back end is shaking side to side quite violently. Starting to feel like quite unsafe to drive the car, which is a shame. It's the 3-litre Quattro. It's honestly, it's proper epic car to drive. And I got that car for about £3.5 grand. But if you can see next to it, this is why I'm on about selling it. I have just purchased this Subaru Impreza 1999 Turbo, and it's an absolute beauty. It needs work, it needs the sills welding and the arches. It's got about 130,000 miles on it. The engine does smoke, it needs a full overhaul. But I know what these cars go for, even as projects like this. And I got this car for £1,700. And she is an absolute beauty. She's not an actual STI. I think it's just been made to look like one. As far as I'm aware, it's just a normal Subaru Impreza. It is a turbo, obviously. But what do you think, guys? Do I keep the Audi? Or do I keep both of these cars? I don't know. You let me know. I'm not sure if I've showed you this one on video, so I will just go through it with yourselves. We purchased this car for £600. The Dacia. It's got that horrible 0.9 engine in it, and the chain has snapped, so it needs a full engine. But retail is £4,500, and it only owes us about 500 or 600 quid with delivery included. So we're going to get this one at garage next couple of weeks, get this lump out and get a new engine in, replace the timing chain as part of the new engine prep as well, and then this one should be good to go. Just needs an MOT, fresh service, the usual stuff. Obviously it will have a service with the engine being removed. But I mean, what do you think to that? Nice colour, it's in a 5-door, it's got 76,000 miles, so not horrific, and I think it will do well. What do you think to this one, guys? First one I've ever had. It's Volkswagen Passat, 2 litre TDI on a 2013 plate. It's got 113,000 miles on it, so not horrific, not for this engine. It has got a dent here. Okay, we was aware of that when it came in. It's called a Sport Tech. It's not the best of specs, I'll be honest with you. It's not got parking sensors or anything like that, but it's the right colour. It's got a nice set of wheels on it. It does need a battery, so the battery is completely dead as a dodo. It won't even jump start, so need to get that sorted. I need to get into the garage before we advertise it. Like I say, I don't do any photos of cars until we know what's going on. Just because it drives nice and I think it's okay doesn't mean that obviously when you get up in the air that it is going to be. So let me know what you think to these guys. Are they popular cars? I've never had one before. I imagine that it is going to be quite popular, but I could be wrong. We're used to selling these ones, which we're having some really, really good success with. And I know some people say Vauxhall, oh my God, keep away from them. I've been very, very lucky and blessed to meet two guys who know these cars inside and out. And they prep these cars very well as well. And this is another one that's come in. So 2015 Vauxhall Insignia, 2 litre CDTI. It's got a couple of scuffs on it here and there, guys. Nothing too drastic, but it has got a couple of marks on it. 2015. It's got 120,000 miles, I think it is. It doesn't owe us a lot of money. Came in with an engine issue. We've rebuilt the top end of the engine. We've also replaced time belt, water pump, new thermostat, new valve cover. These cars all have the same things, and as long as you're doing that on these, then you'll be alright. I know you have to be careful with the flywheel, but again, that's something that we check as part of our prep. We have had one before which has needed a clutch and flywheel, but this one is absolutely fantastic. So we're going to get this one advertised. It needs another clean over because the garage that I use are about half an hour away from me, and it's been terrible with weather today, so it needs a quick wash over and then I'll get that one advertised. So for those who will remember, there was a Citroen Berlingo here. I will put a little clip in of the vehicle in case you did miss it. It's a wheelchair access vehicle, and that is now sold. It was here longer than what I thought. I think I had it for about 2 months, but I've sold it. I made a nice profit on it as well, and it's gone to a very nice couple. So that one is another one gone. But these vehicles here, guys, so this Citroen, the Mini Countryman, the Peugeot 5008, God, I could go on and on. That bloody smart car, that's another one. I'm not going to class the Vauxhall Insignia, that blue one, as a problem because it was missing the badge on the front, so that's my fault. But these Renault Captures as well, so we've got the black one here, the cream one, and also that black Mocha. They are becoming a big problem. These battery cars in stock for about 4 or 5 months, and I just cannot get these cars sold, guys. I've put the MOTs on them, I've got them prepped, I've done the services, I've done the body work on them. I ain't getting a sniff on them. And like I said before, I made a big issue setting up a second business, which took the eye off my original business, LAS Autobahn Motors. So what it meant was we was buying stock in bulk because I was trying to feed two businesses like 30 cars each in terms of stock, which is quite a lot to keep, on top of. And it meant we was buying cars, or I was buying cars, sorry, I wouldn't usually buy. So I've dropped all the prices of these cars, okay, to try and make it a bit more enticing for customers, and hopefully I start getting some success. I sold a batch of them last month, but these cars worry me because there's not even like any inquiries on them at all. So for example, this Citroen C4 Picasso, I've not even had one inquiry on it. 65 plate, 111,000 miles, one owner from new. It's priced at $2,995. I don't know how much cheaper you could possibly make it without it making it look more concerning because it's so cheap, but just no flipping inquiries on it at all. So this is one of them cars, I think, where someone's just going to walk onto the pitch and say, oh, I've seen that online, can I test drive it, and away you go. That's what usually happens with these sorts of cars. You see, this Mini Countryman has like really surprised me because this is a Mini Countryman 1.6 Cooper S All-4, like for £4,500. It's just had MOT done. It's got some really nice spec, full leather heated interior. It's got the sunroof. It's got some really nice extras on it. It drives lovely. I think it's a nice colour combination. Just cannot get this car sold. I've had about 7 or 8 inquiries on this one, so I can't use the excuse of no inquiries, but none of them turn up, which is really weird. Because I think if someone turned up on this car and just took it for a little spin, they'd really enjoy it. And I'm not just saying it because it's one of my cars, I'm trying to get rid of it. It genuinely drives lovely. So if there's anyone on here that's watching and you're looking for a Mini Countryman or a family vehicle, come and take a look at it. Come make me offer. I might knock you a couple £100 off if you are a subscriber. This one concerns me. I'll tell you what, and I'm very honest, guys, yeah, so my apologies for how honest I am, but I don't ever sugarcoat anything. Should not have bought this car. You've heard it from me. Should not have bought this bloody car. Mechanically, fine, no problem. It's 7-seater, and I was on a bit of a run with these 7-seaters. Got a bit carried away, as you do. When it's going good, it's going good. You think, I've cracked it. 7-seaters, that's where it's at. So you go and buy some more, then you get a bit riskier. Because I was selling these Vauxhall favours, you see. And this is a Peugeot 588, and I thought, oh, yeah, that's going to sell. 2-litre HDI engine. I did not read this report properly at all. This is what happens when you take your eye off the ball. This is what happens, take it from me. Look at this. And this is why this ain't selling. I'm not daft to wonder why it isn't. It's got key marks all down it. It's a really, really, really big shame. One owner car, 64 plate, only 84k. Past MOT, it's had front and rear disc and pads all around. And again, guys, look at that. And being realistic, I can't afford to paint it. I can't. If I paint it, and we're so upside down in it, I'm hoping someone comes on and just takes it for what it is. I had a bloke come on yesterday, and he was half impressed with it, and then he took it for a drive, and he says, oh, they don't quite drive how I thought they would, because he had a Peugeot 507 or something like that. I says, well, mate, I can't change how it's going to drive, so, if it's not for you, it's not for you, but getting a bit concerning again. We've had it about 3 months. This Land Rover Freelander, this is another one. Low miles, only 99k. I had some success of these. I bought about 3 or 4 of them, sold straight away. Again, I didn't read this fully. This is a 2-wheel drive version, not a 4-wheel drive. And I only realised about a month into owning it. And I started getting inquiries saying, I'm pretty sure these are all 4-wheel drive, so why is this one advertised as 2? And I looked into it and I thought, oh my god, yeah, it is a 2-wheel drive. And that's obviously why it's not selling. That's why people buy these cars. So again, if anyone in the area is looking for a Land Rover Freelander, but you're happy it's a 2-wheel drive, come and make me an offer, guys. I'd let you have it for £4,500. Currently priced at $4,895. Kia Sportage. This was the best spec one that we had. We've had a bit of luck off of one of them, so we actually have sold the 63 plate ISG1 version, which I thought would be the longest to sell, and I thought this one here would be the shortest, but unfortunately not. We've done the MOT. This is the 2 litre version, not the 1.7. It's got so much spec on it as well. We did have 2 inquiries on it, they just didn't go anywhere. We did have 2 inquiries on it, they unfortunately just did not go anywhere. So, again, come and make me an offer. It's priced at £5,400. I'll let you take it, guys, for $4,995. That moves me on to this one, which is the Vauxhall Mocha. I'm not sure why we've had no luck off this either. 1.6 CDTI, 88k on the clock. It's had fresh MOT. It has also had brand new rear disc and pads, which you can see there. We don't cheap out, guys, we really don't. Not even one inquiry on it. And this gets me on to advertising as well, which I want to touch on with yourselves in a moment, just very briefly. But no inquiries at all. Seat Leon. Done a few little improvements on this car to make it more sellable, because this should have sold. This is my fault, unfortunately. The number plates, as minute as it sounds, if you remember the number plates before, they were really rusted, damage all down the number plate. So I've had them replaced, front and rear, as you can see. And I'm going to re-photo this one on Monday, and I think that will just get this car over the edge. This should have sold, it really should have. Only 2 owners, it's got 104,000 miles, I think it is, or 105. We've done a bit of prep on it, a couple of tyres, and that is ready to go, guys. Anyone who's looking for a Seat Leon, these are stylish, it's a facelift version. Come and take a look, you will not be disappointed with it. This is another one, been hanging around too long, my fault being lazy. The front badge we're missing. Okay, got one on, got that advertised, well, re-advertised today. 3 inquiries on that car. Really kicking me sen about it, because this would have sold months ago. We sell Insignias very fast here. No reason why this shouldn't have sold. 92,000 miles. We've done the bloody timing chain on this. It's the 1.6 CDTI, and the only thing on these engines that you need to be careful with is that timing chain. So we had that done. If you were to pay for that as a customer £1,200, I think we paid £950. It's priced at £3,980 on a 2017, only 92k miles. Come and take a look, guys. These are fantastic value for money. It's a nice colour. It's an SRI nav edition as well, so you got all your built-in sat nav, you got parking sensors. You know, they're a nice place to be. These Vauxhalls, I just don't think you're beating value for money. These bloody Renault Captures, like I said earlier, they are becoming a concern. I had someone come down on the cream one, which I'll show you, but this one, Jesus, not even one inquiry. Wrong colour, wrong spec. I can't even really remember the spec, if I'm honest with you, but I think these cars will just sell as and when, unfortunately. You can try and push these sales through as hard as you can, guys, and I am anal with selling. That's why we sold 35 cars last month. That's why I sell sometimes 40 to 50 cars. I'm on it. Yeah, I'm overly critical of myself. When you hear me on these videos, you know, and it makes it sound like I don't know what I'm doing, I do, but I'm overly critical, you know, and I'm on it all the time. And you do get a bit deflated when you're trying your best to get a car sold, and you think to yourself, oh, if anyone's going to get this sold, it should be me. And when you can't, it is a little bit frustrating. But you have got to accept sometimes that some cars do just take a long time to sell. This one, we've had a couple of inquiries on. Now, this car's got an injector issue, okay? And I don't mean injecting issue where one's like misfiring or anything like that. It's got a leaky injector. We've got it booked in for the work. We've ordered a new valve cover for it as well, but we're just so clogged up with work at the minute. Super, super busy, and we just can't seem to get to it. We had a customer come and look at it a few days ago. He asked if we could test drive it. I said, not a problem, but I don't really want you to go too far because it's got a leaky injector. and he weren't really happy with that. I think he thought I was trying to hide something, which is understandable. You know, I'd be thinking the same if that was me, but we wasn't. I was just trying to be overly cautious, you know. Want to make sure the car's right, and obviously want to make sure the customer's having a good experience. So I said to him, let me get the work done, and then I'll take your number down, and we'll get you put back in for a test drive, which he was alright with, but whether he follows through with that, I doubt it, if I'm honest. Yeah, we had a customer come down on these two here, actually, the Vauxhall Mokka and the Renault Captur, both cars that have been performing awfully. Really surprised with the Mokka. 77k miles, it's an SE, so it's top spec from its age. And yeah, just cannot get anyone to buy it. I don't know why. I've checked the MOT history, nothing on it. And again, I've got a feeling it might be this advertising that we've got. I need to go through that with you later. And then this Renault Captur. So we had this woman come down. She looked at both cars. She had an Audi A1 to part exchange, which had a retail value of £4,100. But it had a dent on the door. It had what was a clear misfire, and they wanted like £3,500 for it. Just couldn't make it happen. Even though I am desperate to sell these cars, you know, I'm not that bloody desperate. So they will sell. That is the good thing with all these cars. They will sell, and as long as I keep chipping away at these cars that have lingered about for a bit, they're just one at a time, you know, we'll be all good. In better news, this one is now sold. Vauxhall Insignia 2 litre CDTI, 89,000 miles. We had wheels upgraded, look at them guys. Upgraded VX line wheels. It has got built-in sat-nav as well from factory. And we sold this one for $3,400. It was priced at $3,600. But the guy who purchased it owns a pub local to us, so you know, it's community. Thought I'd try and help out. And yeah, that is now sold. He's got the keys for this already. He's paid the money over, and he should be picking this one up later on today, or he said on Monday or Tuesday. And this is another one that's sold. Suzuki SX4. This is one of them that's been lingering about for a long time. Luckily, took this one for the MOT. It passed. It didn't need anything doing to it. It did have an advisory for some surface corrosion on the rear subframe and front subframe, but that's now been treated. So this one's ready to go. The customer is picking this one up later on this afternoon, and I am bloody glad that's sold. It's a shame how long it has took to sell. 4x4. I priced it at $1,995. The car owes me £1,700. What a shame. But it's now sold. No one on the board, and we'll obviously reinvest that money into some more stock. This one we've brought in part exchange against the Peugeot 508 that we sold. So 2012, it's got 111,000 miles. It's a titanium spec. I've been running about in this myself, to be fair, using the fuel. Got a few problems, as they all do when they come in. It's got a very clear braking issue. I'm guessing it's got warped discs, even though they look fine from the surface. You don't really know until you get it jacked up and have a look at the disc from behind as well. And it's definitely got quite a bad flywheel problem, and these are a dual mass flywheel. So we'll put this one to the back burner. It owes me £1,000, and it retails at 2,300, I think it was. So I've overpaid for it. Not like me, that. I usually get part exchanges at very good prices, but for this one I have let me send down. But we'll get it right, we'll get it sold. It's a nice colour, I think. It's got some nice spec on it as well. It's got rear parking sensors, got all your Bluetooth, aircon works on it as well. So it's got some nice selling points. It's got some good history as well, 2 keys, and no doubt we'll get it sold. And that moves me on to my story of the day. Customers. Don't we love them? Yes, sometimes we do. This particular one, God, I'm still mad about it now, and it's a few days later. I had a customer buy a Vauxhall Astra from me over 6 months ago, okay, for £2,700. I gets a phone call last 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. Hey, is this Lewis? Yes. How can I help? Hey, oh, mate, I bought the Vauxhall Ash from you 6 months ago. It needs a new timing chain. Right, okay. I've had a look under consumer law, and the guy that I've took it to as at the garage has said, you know, you should be paying for this. And I said to him, mate, I know who you are. I literally know this guy. He owns a local pub. I know him. You know, we got a very good relationship through buying the car. I said, mate, you don't need to speak to me, you know, like that. Speak to me like a person. I'll help you out. I told you that right from the start when you bought the car. You have had the car for 6 months though now, mate. What do you want me to do? Well, he want me to sort it. Oh, and also, he says, the flexi on the exhaust has gone. This is over 6 months ago. 6 months! £2,700 car. What do you expect? You've got to pay for these cars, guys. This is to customers. I love you. But if you buy a car, even 3 months after buying it, you should be expecting to pay for something for that car. They're used. Okay? They need you to maintain them. That's the whole point of buying a car. You have to maintain it. It's your property, you know. So, moving on back onto this customer. I said to him, if you've got the car dropped off, I'll have a look at it for you. And if it's something that I think's fixable, you know, I'll potentially looking at sorting it. Anyway, this recovery driver comes, drops it off, gives me a little note with a bill on it. It says, this is how much I'm charging him for delivery. Maybe you want to sort that out of him. This is the mechanic he took it to. What an arse. So, I said, no, we won't be covering that, mate. It says, my job's to look at this chain issue that he's been having. And I says, I've been doing it, you know, under the fact that I know him, I have a good relationship with him, I know he owns a local pub around here, and I know how tough it is in that trade, so let me see if I can help him out. Anyway, gets the car in, starts it up, it's got the classic Vauxhall 1.4 timing chain noise. Brilliant. Luckily it's not snapped, so I said, get it in, mate. So I said to him, we'll get it in, and I'm going to do this for you completely free of charge. Sorry, we've just had a customer come in. So, I said to this customer, I'm going to do this for you, mate, free of charge. Okay? No charge to yourself. £850 worth of work, and you bought the car over 6 months ago. And I'm willing to do this for you for free. Okay? I said to him, the only issue is, I am very busy, mate. And I'm not going to be able to get this car in for at least a couple of weeks. And he was like, yeah, mate, no problem, take your time, blah, blah, blah. Right, okay, so I'll get up to the garage when I can. I'll move a few bits about in my diary with other cars, and we'll try and push yours a bit further forward. 3 days in, starts getting text messages. Any updates on car? No. And then another one. Mrs. needs car, mate. Right, that's not my issue. My issue is sorting your car, which, by the way, I'm doing for free outside of consumer law. Whole demeanour changed. Okay, started becoming really, really entitled when he was speaking to me, which is a shame because I like this guy. And we did the repair for him. He's then texting me, ringing me, are you going to warrant this work for another 6 months? What? What are we on about? Are you going to warrant this work for another 6 months? I said, no. I'm doing this as a favour to you. Right, yeah. So, gets this car sorted, drops it off to him. He then decides, which I find massively disrespectful, he decides to take it to this other guy again, that mechanic that I was talking to you about previously, and get the work check that we've done. And this mechanic, of course he found something. Of course he did. There was a slight oil leak coming from it. Okay? It wasn't our fault. It was actually from a sump plug, which came from factory, and it wasn't quite tight enough, basically. So he rings me up about 6:30 in the evening, booting off down phone. I've got this car ramp, and this is leaking oil. Blah, blah, blah. I says, right, can you send me a video of it? Which he did. And I'm on the phone with him, and he's obviously got me on speaker. You can hear this mechanic in the background. I says, if I pay your mechanic, will he sort out whatever it is? You know, and I'll foot the bill. Mechanic's in the background going, oh, no, I'm not getting involved in this. Well, what the fuck have you got the car on the ramp for then? It's as simple as that. What have you got our car on your ramp for if you're not willing to do any work other than to cause trouble? You know, just a busybody. So, I said to him, well, I'm going to have to get this car recovered then. So, got the car picked up by a recovery driver I paid for, and we sorted it out. I then get text messages, is this car going to be ready by 12 o'clock? It's going to be dropped off at me by 12 tomorrow. What? Who do you think you are? So anyway, got it all sorted, got it dropped off. No thank you, nothing. And this just goes to show, guys, you know, when you help people and it backfires on yourself, you might as well be an arsehole to start with. That's how it feels sometimes. You might as well be another statistic on the other dealers that don't give refunds back and don't help people out with warranty or anything like that. So that is my story of the week, guys. An absolute nightmare and not someone that I'll be getting back involved with, unfortunately. But back to positives. A very, very successful week. Very successful. 9 deals, including the red insignia on the front. Warranty has come down significantly. Still a couple of bits wobbling about from a few months ago, but nothing that we can't sort. Hopefully, June is another good month. And I need one, okay, because I'm recovering financially, as guys will know who've been watching videos. But that is a quick video for this week, guys. I want to thank everybody for the support. Any likes, any subscribes, any shares would be greatly appreciated. And I'll see you all for the next one. Take care.